We're doing something just a little bit placeholder today for the holidays. Hello everyone, and welcome back down here to the Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. And you may have noticed that this is not your regularly scheduled programming. No, this is not the first edition Pathfinder Ranger build guide. This is just something reaching out to you today. The reason for this is because, well, it's Christmas. It's Christmas and we're in the midst of the holiday season for so many other religions, cultures, traditions, faiths, etc. Whatever angle or area you may be approaching this day from, this is just a time of year where traffic on YouTube really slows down. And not that it wouldn't be a waste to upload the video, but if I upload my Ranger build guide covering feats for the first edition Pathfinder Ranger, then I'd like it to have at least a decent shot at garnering some attention and the like from all of you. And, well, today I'm just uploading this in part to appease the algorithm and everything and help keep my channel growing and placed decently on YouTube, but also just to reach out to all of you and wish you nothing but the best. Even if you aren't a subscriber here on the channel, even if you're not going to subscribe ever, or even if this tabletop gaming, RPGs and the like just really aren't your thing, I wish you nothing but the best and the happiest of holidays. Whether you follow any religion or not, whatever creed you may be following, whatever your place of national origin, culture, race, ethnic backgrounds, whatever you want to slice it as, I just hope you all have an incredible time. I hope you're able to spend time with your friends and family, or if you're not, that the day still just comes down and treats you well, and that you have a decent time, if not a great time. So Lord knows things are trying, exacting, and difficult. Even sometimes when things are going right, all of that can just still feel like such a challenge and a struggle. Hell, I know that for myself. If you don't know, haven't gathered, or if I haven't mentioned, maybe I have, but, ADHD, depression, anxiety are all things that I've struggled with in my life, and also I've had a few points in my life where I've been suicidal. I've never actually gone through on any attempts, but I've had moments where I've been really close. Very close. Sorry, I'm not trying to bring up anything to be a downer here. That wasn't my goal, although I didn't exactly have a particularly laid out plan today, but I know what it's like to struggle. Even when everything is going right, it just feels like ash, dust, and nothingness. It just seems so futile and unimportant against the larger backdrop of the world, hell, the galaxy, the universe, all of it, just a temporary instant in time, motes of dust and all of that just gone after a blink. But it's worth it to continue on through. It absolutely is. Maybe hard to see that sometimes. God, I know it's hard to see that sometimes, but if I could offer up any advice to anybody who might be struggling with these things, feelings of like something inevitably or ultimately just does not matter, I would say if none of it matters, and this is something that has weirdly helped me recently, is the thought that if nothing matters, then ultimately we are free to try to do good in this world. Because if it doesn't matter what impact we have in this world, then it doesn't matter that we spent our time trying to make things better for somebody else. Because what difference will it make to anybody else? Sure, maybe it ultimately means nothing in the end, but for the moment it means something to someone else. Maybe it's hard for us to feel that in the moment, but there's nothing wrong with trying to make somebody else's day better. Or, if you have pets, cat, dog, hamsters. I love hamsters. If you have birds, whatever you might have, or if you just have a neighbor that you enjoy, or you think is at least an okay person, go out and try to do something to make somebody else's day if you can. I mean, at least that's something I've thought was helpful for me. It's felt helpful for me, and, it's at least constructive. If not for myself, then for somebody else. All of that is worthwhile, and I think that's kind of also in line with the spirit of the season. Whatever holidays you may be celebrating, whatever faiths and cultural traditions you may hold, doing right by others is in the spirit of the season. More than any of the gifts or the material things, being good to one another. That's ultimately what's important. That's ultimately the best thing, and it's ultimately what will see us through, and what will help to see the next generations through. There's a lot of people out there that don't think about that. I say a lot. I think most of the people in the world do, but a lot of the ones who don't are unfortunately and oftentimes in positions where they have power or influence and things like that, and that's massively unfortunate. So, if nothing else, I hope in the spirit of the season you are all good to one another, and remember the number one rule that follows for any tabletop game, or at least follows at my tabletop, at my table. Aside from rule 0, which is have fun, rule number 1 is don't be a dick. Don't be a dick to people. Don't be a dick to each other, and try not to be a dick to yourself if you can help that. I know, again, I struggle with that. I'm usually my own loudest and most critical of critics, unfairly sometimes. But, be good to yourself, be good to others, and just try to keep trucking on through if you can. Sometimes, maybe sometimes the biggest achievement is that you woke up and got yourself out of bed. In those moments, it's the small things. But the small things come up so much more often than all the big things do. So the small things add up fast. So just bear that in mind as you try to get through. Hell, even if it's not the holiday season, come back and watch this video and, just try to keep getting up and keep moving forwards. Absolutely get up and keep moving forwards. Those little accomplishments, they add up. You got out of bed, you took a shower, you fed yourself. That's all that you accomplished. I'm proud of you, for whatever that may be worth. I'm proud of you, and I'm happy that you're still around. I'm absolutely happy that you're still around. Damn it. Starting to get myself all misty-eyed here, thinking about this, talking about this, just because, like I said, I know what it's like. I know what it's like to struggle with this, all this crap that builds up in your head, all of this weight that can settle on you. And a lot of this stuff, a lot of this pain, it's not something that really ever goes away. It's just something you get used to carrying. And at a certain point, at a certain weight, after a certain amount of time, you just kind of give out. But if me doing this video helps some of you to shoulder that load to get through, then this video was absolutely worth it. It's supposed to be more related to gaming, but hey, this is just kind of where we landed. I apologize that my thoughts took us through this point here, but, if you know anybody that you think might possibly be helped by this video, then share it to them. Not because I want any traffic or clout on my channel or anything like that, but just help somebody. If this helps somebody, if you think this will help somebody, then this video was worth, even if it gets downvoted, like even if it's 1,000 to 1, 10,000, 1,000,000 to 1 downvotes to 1 like, if this video helped somebody, this video is absolutely worth it then. So, in that spirit of helping one another, of looking out for one another, my fellow gamers, my fellow human beings, I love you all. I hope you all have the happiest of holidays possible. And if not, go on down to the comments or shoot me an email or something. I may not always be able to quickly respond, reliably respond. Again, holiday season and kids and whatnot, but I'll do my best to get back to you, especially if you flag this as something, important, where you just want somebody to respond and talk to. I'll do my best to help you. I'll do my best to help shoulder some of that load. But with all that said, I've been your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. Thank you all so very much for your time, and you all have yourselves a good night, and we will see you very soon. Actually, probably before the year is over, but definitely in the new year as well. And I hope to have you all come along with me on this journey, and I hope we keep growing this channel and building a good community. Thank you all again, and finally this time, have a good night.